All right, so we have an example here, and we are going to try to introduce ourselves, at least in this class, to our good friend Desmos. It's a website, an app, where we can certainly use a lot within this class. Kara uses a video service provided by the cable company. The table shows the amount of money the service has cost her in each of the last 3 months. Right, so we have a specific movie amount and a specific dollar amount. I'm going to do us a favor here. Let's go ahead and give that an X and a Y value for our domain and range values, our input and our output. The other thing I could do is I could rearrange this table. I could go and make those into points, right? Technically, if I'm on a graph, 416, right about there, 210, right about there, and 7 movies for $25, right about there. And I could talk to you about graphing those points, finding the change in Y and the change in X. For instance, the change in Y would mean I would go up, that ends up being 6 spots there. And then I would go over 2 right there. So that change in Y over change in X would be 6 over 2, which ends up being 3. And that's got to be consistent for us. So if I were to do that again, I would go from 16 to 25. That's a change of 9. And then here I'm going from 4 to 7. That's a change in 3. So again, I try the change in Y and the change in X, and it's 9 over 3, which does reduce to 3. So I should know here my slope is 3, and I could backtrack that to the Y-intercept and keep that process going. Every time I move 1 over, I go down 3. So for instance, if I were to go down, or if I were to go 3 and 1, I would go from 10 to 7 and move 1 over. And then I would go from 7 down to 4. And I would have myself this straight line. I do, however, want to show you how you go about business with this in Desmos. So, with that being said, what I'm going to try to do here, and hopefully it works, is go to Desmos, bring this up, and I want to go ahead and show you how to create a table. So, this table right here, I'm just going to type the numbers in Desmos, and I had 4. My Y value for that was 16. I had 2 movies, and that was a cost of $10. And then I had a 7 and a 25. So I clicked on that plus sign at the top in the table. This is Desmos.com. And the nice thing is that I can go ahead and take a better look at that graph via Zoom Fit. This is that, there's a magnifying glass with a plus sign that I'm going to click on right under the table. And it does give me an image of these dots in a lot better form. Now, in this question, it was asking me to use the linear regression tool to answer the questions. Well, where is the linear regression tool? Right by the table on the left side, there are 2 dots with a line in between both of them. And I'm going to click on that, and it shoots out a linear regression. Now, these dots are exactly on a straight line. And I know that because not only can I see it in the picture, but I'm looking at my statistics and I see an R-squared value equal to 1. Whenever you see an R-squared value, which is the way that Desmos reads models, whenever it's equal to 1, it is an exact match. This line is going exactly through those 3 points, and that's fantastic. And I can see that my equation that I have is y is equal to 3x plus 4. It actually makes a appearance right below the linear regression location. But I also know certain things about this graph, such as the y-intercept is 0.4. I can even go ahead and click on the x-intercept, negative 1.3 repeating.